Hello friends, my name is Emile and welcome back once again to a TOCA Touring Car Championship. Today we're continuing on with our Let's Play. This is episode 3 and today we're going to be doing rounds 5 and 6 which take place here at Thruxton. One of my least favourite tracks in this game, if not my least favourite track of which I've currently played. Yeah, I don't like this track because this is where the handling seems to fall apart a bit. Yeah, I seem to have a lot of twitchy death when it comes to this track, because it's quite a bumpy track, as it turns out, and that really upsets the cars in this game, but nevertheless, hopefully we can do well here. It would be nice to do well, because, well, that's the whole point of the game, as well as it will let us keep up with our championship lead at the moment, because, of course, we are currently leading after some excellent results in rounds 1 through 4. This could be the point where it starts falling apart for us though. So, one thing I thought I'd quickly show off while we're here at Thruxton, this game does actually have an interior view, which is quite interesting. That was, even today, interior views in racing games are quite the rarity. And this game had it all the way back in 1997. I believe Colin McRae Rally was much of the same as well. That game had an interior view as well. Here we come up to probably my least favourite corner on this track. This sort of weird S-bend. You basically have to cut the corner because otherwise the car will just twitchy death machine and kill you. So yeah, we will settle for that on 1:15.73. That actually felt like a decently quick lap. It will put us in 8th. Yes. Anyways, here we go for the actual round. Round number 5 of the 1997 BTCC season is underway. Here we go. Let's try not to die on this one. This is where I would assume the Audis would be the quickest, because, well, the A4s usually have pretty decent straight line speed. But I don't know. I don't know if all the cars in this game... Ooh, Vauxhall's trying to get a little bit of revenge on me for a previous couple of rounds. Peugeot going a little bit wide. I'm going to cock that up massively. That is not good. Okay, not a great start. It could get better. Saying that, though, one of my issues with Thruxton... one of my many issues with this track, actually, as it turns out, there really is not a lot of overtaking spots. When it comes to this track, you are basically having to do it more like that, because pretty much for 2/3 of the lap, i.e. this section, you're just going to be flat out. And it really does depend on what car's got the better straight line speed. And I don't know this, but I was driving the Accord earlier and that topped out at 145, so I think the cars have pretty similar top speeds. I don't know. Like I said, if any car's going to have the ultimate top speed, I would assume it'd be the Audi, because that just, you know, Audi sort of screams to me as the more straight line speed orientated car, but I don't really know, to be honest with you. I'm trying to get this Vectra out of my way. Saying that though, one of the Audis is in 8th place. The Audi's actually qualified really well, but apparently they are starting to drop back a little bit. God, I'm going to get some twitchy death and a shattered windscreen to boot. That is always lovely when that happens. Alright, come around here, try not to mess up. I used to always get caught out by that corner, but it seems like I have been able to satisfy myself a little bit more around that corner now. Still trying to make our way up the board. I don't think it said anything at the start about getting any form of points, which is good. That basically means this round is sort of more of a write-off round for us. Like, we're still going to be absolutely fine when it comes to the championship rankings. Virtually no matter what happens in this race. Maybe Plato is maybe going to beat us if we kill it in more than one race. But by the looks of it at the moment, it is basically a case of as long as we finish, we're okay. Of course, I'd like to go as far up as I can. I would like a podium. That seems, to be honest with you, the best we're going to get out of this race. Mind you, we are sort of catching up to this group of cars here. We get a dangerous driver warning from the Volvo, because I was trying to sort of get there, but apparently there was no room, but whatever. Anyways, apparently our best time was at 1:20, and that's the fastest we'd done it, even though in qualifying the Audis was pulling on 109. The Audis don't seem to be doing particularly well in this. He's certainly not far up the leaderboard. I don't know if I punted him slightly there. It didn't feel like the car's touched, but no, in this game they probably did. You'll see the collision hitboxes are a little bit awkward. Oh, actually, wow, okay, so Plato's down here in... Ooh, the Honda's going to get twitchy deaf. I'm going to get very twitchy deaf as we head far and wide. Great. I don't know why we just got twitchy deaf there. Apologies, that Volvo. But, yeah, apparently the leader of this race is way gone, because from what I saw, the other Renault was occupying second place, so... Yeah, I don't really know where the leader's gone in all of this. I'm not really sure what car the leader's driving. It could be a Honda, because the Hondas looked... I only saw one of the Hondas. I don't know if the other one's sort of in this pack somewhere. But yeah, I don't... I mean, it's not going to be any of them. The Volvos are pretty close together. They usually are, the Volvos. Pretty evenly matched people. And, well, yeah, you can see them there. You know, they're occupying 7th and 6th, as you might expect. The Audi's going to get a little bit of a twitch on. Slightly my fault. I'll try not to bash into any of these Volvos. Ooh, okay, that's a interesting line, but certainly got us up the order, so I can't ask for anything more than that. So we've got to try and get around this Accord again, and then I have no idea where all the other guys have gone or what cars they're driving or anything. Like I said, I've got a sneaking suspicion it could be an Accord up front, which would be a little bit of a change-up. The Accords usually position pretty well overall. Like, they're not the Peugeots or the Fords or anything like that do spectacularly awful. The Hondas actually don't usually do too bad, but it's rare to see them actually win a race. You know, usually they're in... you know, usually it's basically the main sort of pole positions that are usually battled for by the Renaults, the Hondas, and the Audis, and that's essentially what sort of sticks at the front, which kind of makes sense. I think Honda had a decent season in '97. Audi... I actually found out about Audi came second overall, but the oh wow, there's a Primera up here as well. Interesting thing, oh, it was a Honda, because the Renault's bugged off now. Yes, okay. The interesting thing is, I was actually doing some research. I mentioned in a previous episode how the Audi all-wheel drive was probably banned not too long ago. Turns out the Audi's all-wheel drive was actually banned in 1998, which does mean in the next game, TOCA 2 touring cars, the Audi A4 would have actually been front-wheel drive. Oh god, oh god, oh no, oh no, oh no, that's bad, that's bad. I hate this track. I don't think it's so much me... Ooh, wow, okay. Anyways, that was some London Racer collision physics decided to make a cameo appearance there. That was a surprise debut in the series. Anyways, yeah. That does actually mean TOCA 2 will have the front-wheel drive Audis. So, I mean, provided we don't get... I just have terrible luck here. So, provided we don't have another death on the final lap, I do think third place is very much possible, which would be nice. As the PS3 decides to kick up its fan speed. I think it makes an atrocious amount of... I don't know what's wrong with it. Maybe it needs cleaning or something. But it certainly does make a hell of a wow when it gets up to gear. Like, even my PS2 doesn't make that much noise, and that PS2 is a very old one, so... Yes. Anyways, oh my god. Hopefully the actual... See, that's what happens when you slow off a corner, mate. Anyways, hopefully my movement of it over there has actually helped the fan noise speed a little bit. I haven't watched back these recordings. I'm essentially doing them all in a row. So, yeah, I haven't... This is probably the way I'm gonna do. I'm probably gonna record these in bulks of 3 because, as you'll see later on, that's sort of how the game works. In case you're wondering how many parts this Let's Play is going to be, it's going to be 12 parts. There is 9 race tracks we need to go to, or, well, 9 locations, but there's 12 actual tracks because there's like 2 slightly different versions. So, yeah, this is going to be a well, I say a 12-part LP. It might turn into a 13-part LP just because I'll show the secrets off at the end of this, because I think they're worth showing off. Anyways, thanks to a slightly cheeky corner cut, we are going to get second place, which isn't too bad. 5 seconds behind Plato. Okay. Well, time to qualify once again for round number 6 here at Thruxton. I'm hoping for a better result, but I mean, it's Thruxton, so I don't really know. But yeah, this is probably going to end up being a 13-part LP, I'd imagine. So it should be pretty fun. You know, that's a good size for a Let's Play, I feel, because it's sort of not too long for the game to overstay its welcome, but not too long for the game to... Oh, sorry, it's not too long for the game to overstay its welcome, but it's not too short to, you know, make it a flash in the pan like my London Racer and Europe Racer Let's Plays. Which, if you're watching on HD Central, you can go to my channel and watch them there. The racer games are fantastic. Those Davalex games, I swear to God, man. I do one of them a year. That's sort of how I keep my sanity. In case you're wondering, 2018 will be London Racer 2. So that should be fun. I hate those games, but I love them at the same time because they're so ridiculously stupid. The good news is you can sort of turn your brain off when you're playing them, though, which is quite nice. Admittedly. Anyways, I managed to take that corner somewhat okay. And 112. Alright, I think that's better than we did last time in the qualifying.
With only hundredths of a second separating the first few drivers, we should have a cracker of a race on our hands.
Yes. Anyways, we're in 7th apparently on this one, which isn't too bad. I believe that's actually our best position via qualifying we've had yet. I'm hoping what we're able to do is waste the competition. I always start behind a bleeding Volvo for some reason. A Volvo or a Primera, and either way, it does not end well. Volvo's trying to get me around. That is not going to work for you, sir. There's a bunch of tyre smoke and squealing going on in front of us. Let's pull it around there. Smash into the back of the 2 Accords, who did very well last race. The 2 Audis are looking at the front. It looks like they're trying to have a little bit of a battle up front there with the Laguna, maybe trying to sort him out. Oh no, not the Volvo. We're going around. Oh, that was fun while it lasted. Use this tyre wall to try and get us back on track. Oh well, at least we get to... Oh, hi Volvo. Apparently I'm going to meet a Volvo no matter where I am on the track. This really is the spin-a-thon right here at Thruxton. Again, my... Oh no! Unlucky track. Unlucky track for me, as it turns out. Hopefully I can get some points. That'd be nice, but at least points don't matter at this point. I mean, I don't want to do bad on here because, well, that does essentially mean that for the next few races I'm going to be doing awful because, well... Ooh, let's try and skip over there. Lovely. That is going to be pretty bad if it turns out I can't get some points here, because that does mean if there's a later race, i.e. maybe here at Thruxton, I don't know if Thruxton appears again. Maybe it doesn't. I hope it doesn't, because that'd be lovely if it doesn't. I know for a fact Donington is a track that's going to reappear. However, we're going to get a different layout of Donington, which is going to be quite nice. Maybe Silverstone appears as well again. But hopefully Thruxton is not one of those tracks that reappears, because I don't want to deal with Thruxton. Turns out the Vectra is doing quite well up there. Was doing quite well. 8th place. Alright, we got a good couple of laps. We've got 4 laps to try and get up there and kill. We are 8 seconds behind the nearest car, which is a Honda, apparently. But at least we've made up 20 seconds on this lap compared to our previous lap. Yeah, unfortunately those spin outs just happen occasionally, and there really isn't much you can do to prevent that one, so Oh well, it is what it is. There's a nice little plane flying by all the time. Oh wow, we actually got a 113.4 on that lap, and we've managed to catch up significantly to the Honda. I do not know what's happened for me to catch up to him that quickly, but there we go. Ooh, wow, we've actually caught up to the rest of the battle pack, so we will... Oh, no! Ooh, that was a risky manoeuvre, certainly. I thought I would be able to go around him cleanly, but I forgot this is a touring car race, so of course, everything's got to be smashy, smashy, crashy, crashy. Speaking of smashy, smashy, crashy, crashy... Oh my god. Please, turning radius. Well, it was fun while that lasted. Fucking Jesus Christ. Thruxton. Not good luck. It is not good luck here for me at Thruxton. Thanks, Vectra. You, seriously, me and you. I know we've probably already had words in this series before, but yeah, you just wait, buddy. You're going to have a time of your life soon. I'm going to get a dangerous driving violation for utterly destroying you at some point. Anyways, let's hope. Oh, for fuck's sake. All I did was go on the brakes. That's all I did. Then the car just died. I hate Thruxton. I really genuinely hate Thruxton. It is an awful racing track. To be fair, I can't say Thruxton's been particularly notable anywhere else. It might have been in another game at some point, but I've heard the name before, certainly. There you go, you can go and play in the sand trap. Alright, I feel slightly better now that I've got rid of that Vectra, but oh well, we're in a lonely, lonely 8th place. Civic is... oh, Civic. Accord is... have I been calling it a Civic this entire time? Because if I have, then I do apologise. I can tell what cars are. But yes, the Accord is 6 and a bit seconds in front of us. Hopefully we should be able to narrow that gap down by the end of this. 6.16 seconds. I think it's through that last section that I'm very quick, because I was watching the Vectra go through there, and he's actually fairly slow around this sort of section here, so I guess that's something. I'm sure my corner cutting strategy does help us get some time on this one slightly, but oh well. Anyways, as we are once again with the Accord, will the Accord try to kill me as I pass it this time? That is the $1,000,000 question here. Come on, get around the Accord, please. Don't slam into me. 7th place, 8th place. Excellent. Right. We are round. And now we've got 9 seconds until we meet the Audi. Oh dear. Oh dear indeed. This is my Annus Horribilis, apparently. Look it up, it's not what you think it means. Trees popping in nicely. To be fair, actually, for a PS1 game, this actually doesn't have that bad a pop in all honesty. Like like you play Gran Turismo and stuff from this era, and the track is like coming into you about like 50 feet in front of your eyes. This, it isn't too bad. Like you can see the braking signs and stuff, which is super useful. Because it seems to not load the track in like little sort of... It doesn't load the track like, oh, we'll load this bit of track and then this bit of track and then this bit of track. It actually seems to produce the track entirely, which is quite nice. It doesn't like do low textures in the distance and higher ones as you come up to them. You can actually see like the braking boards and stuff, which is kind of cool. Well, I did make it up to the Audi. And then instantly get punted by said Audi. Yeah, well, 7th place isn't bad. I would kind of like to get into the top 5 though. Hopefully, the Audi hasn't cost us too much in the way of speed, and I'll be able to close the gap back up, get into that top 5. Because again, you know, top 5, it'll benefit me quite nicely. But a 2nd and a 7th certainly is not too bad if that's what I have to go home with, although ultimately I would like to go home with a little bit better than that. We'll see. Also, I think I completely destroyed the rear windscreen on this car. So it actually looks like the damage modelling has like 2 stages, which is quite nice. Never mind. Was looking at a top 5 finish, but yeah, well. The Accord's behind me, but the Accord is not going to bother me. We're going to come home in a measly 7th place, but eh.
Victory in the end then for Plato, who drove a superb race. Here's a rundown of the final placing.
22 seconds behind the leader. Oh well.
After a great day's racing here, let's have a look at the current championship standings. Well, it's anyone's championship at this stage, with very little to separate the drivers.
Plato is in front of us. That isn't a good that is not a good thing. But well, hopefully in the next episode we can go ahead and kick Plato's arse. That would be nice. Anyways, I think the game actually does do something else at this point. If it starts loading the next bit, then we know there's something wrong. But I think, yeah, there you go. So there we go. End of quarter number 1. We get 4 first places, 2 second places, and we unlock some cheat codes. So there we go. Lovely. This is all stuff you can look up on the internet, of course, these days. But there you go. Anyways, that's going to be it for this episode of TOCA Touring Cars. I do hope you enjoyed. Next time, by the looks of it, we're going to go to Brand Hatch Indies. So join me there. Thank you all very much for watching, and until next time, a farewell.